So
And
so when you went down, and I remember you said you went down to Louisiana to investigate. What part were you down in the bayou, or was that
actually,
Bigfoot investigation, or was it paranormal?
well, I've done both. But the last time I went there, it was for a paranormal investigation. The first time I went there, it was because a friend of mine, she had went, and I forgot the name of the forest. It's right on the other side of the Texas and Louisiana border. Um, she found a tree that was upside down, stabbed in the. It was in a swamp, and it was
Really?
upside down. Yes, and see, you hear that kind of stuff all the time,
Yeah.
right? And I had never really like seen it for myself, and
And it
even
was in the swamp?
yeah, right.
Okay.
So yeah, so like
Yeah.
who's out there with heavy equipment flipping trees in the swamp, and um, so that was the whole reason why I went. We didn't find anything else or see anything else or hear anything else, but I was hoping to, of course, but yeah,
Yeah. Well,
and
that's
I got a friend of mine here in Texas, and he contacted me about a year ago, and he was telling me about all his stuff that's happening on his land, and he had a Bigfoot sighting. He was fishing, and a Bigfoot threw a big old, like a almost like a boulder size, basketball size boulder at his boat while he
holy
was
cow.
fishing. Yeah, and it was three guys. He was with two other guys, so it was all three of
Woo.
them. And then he said that he had never believed in Bigfoot until that day, and he saw it walking on the bank, and he's apparently he was pissed off that they were there. But he said growing up, him and his dad would find trees upside down in their little pond area that they had. He goes, and I never knew what it was for. And I said, dude, I've never spoken to anyone personally that had that happen on their land or whatever. And he's like, dude, he goes, this is our land. He goes, nobody has any business over here. And he goes, and sure enough, people aren't out here with with heavy equipment flipping trees over. But he said they would find them all the
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it happening in the swamp gives it, to me at least, gives it way more credibility. I know they say they see it all the time, like up in Alaska or in Washington State or wherever. But then you have these logger guys who say, "Well, we've been doing that." Okay, yeah, possibly, and probably a lot of them have been done by them guys just effing around or whatever. But they're in such remote places, and I know they go in remote places, but the swamp is a totally different scenario. You're not getting it. They're not in there logging. So you're not even going to have any reason to have the type of equipment that would do that in that area.
Yeah, and it would just get
So
stuck in there. Any kind of heavy equipment would get
yeah,
stuck in those swamps. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, you're
there's
not.
no
Yeah.
way. So that's nuts, man. So I'd say there's a little more credibility to that.
Yeah, and like that guy's land here in Texas, I mean, to get to his cabin, it's a little bitty old road. It's a thin little road too, and it's like there's no area to turn your vehicles around. So you're taking big heavy equipment out there to flip trees. You know, I
Yeah,
don't understand it. I mean, I guess mission accomplished if you did it.
yeah. So I know Sam Houston is it gets a lot of like craziness, uh, like not just Bigfoot. I'm pretty sure there's been like lots of UFOs and stuff sighted down there. Um, it's just one of them areas that seems to attract a lot. Something I'm not getting about, been hearing a lot about, but a few reports about, like, and I know you're probably gonna think I'm crazy talking about it, but pterodactyl type things, and it usually seems to be in the south. You haven't heard of any stories like that down there, have you?
I've heard of two stories. One of them was from one of my research buddies. Brandon, him and he was with another guy, and they saw, this big looking dinosaur bird. He goes, I don't know what the hell it was. He goes, but it was the biggest. It was way bigger than any bird he had ever seen. And then around the San Antonio area, there was a lady, and she kind of lived out in the country.